I've always got time to make a video on my favourite fuzz pedals, and these are the top 5 fuzz pedals that I've been reaching for so far this year. Let's get straight into it. Starting things off at the top, we have the Espresso Effects Fuzzbender Mark II. Now this pretty much sorts out all my fuzz needs. It's thick and woolly, but still aggressive and punchy sounding. It's based on the classic Tonebender, the Mark II Tonebender circuit, which is essentially a fuzz phase circuit with an extra transistor in the front end, acting almost like a germanium boost, going into a fuzz face, and it's really, really killer. Hand-selected germanium transistors and the finest build quality out of Manchester in the UK. This is about as good as it gets for me. Next up, we have a pretty faithful recreation of a classic germanium fuzz face from Spruce Effects. From their Etch series of pedals, which sort of comes and goes in availability, basically combines great components with a more reasonable price point in these more simple enclosures. It also gives us significantly more volume than a traditional fuzz face would, which in my book is a great thing because they're actually surprisingly quiet pedals. My favourite thing about this pedal is the way that it cleans up on your volume control. You will probably get some of the best clean sounds you've heard from this pedal and winding your volume knob down. The next fuzz on the list for me actually blurs the line between drive and fuzz, and that is the Mythos AU79 Golden Fleece. The AU79 is a limited edition version of the standard Golden Fleece. I actually think the circuitry inside of here is closer to the original spec of the Golden Fleece when it was in a slightly bigger enclosure. I almost see this fuzz as a real gateway drug. It's a great first fuzz pedal if you're kind of never understood fuzz pedals or never found the one that's right for you. We have one knob, and I love one knob fuzzers. Cranking it just gives you more of everything, more volume, more gain, more sheer tone. It's just such a great little pedal that packs a punch for its size. Next up on the list is the craziest one, and that is the Redbeard Effects Honey Badger. This is a wild fuzz, and it's not for the faint-hearted either. I think a lot of people won't understand this fuzz the first time they plug it in, because it can be a little bit uncontrollable and unpredictable, but that's part of the reason why I like it so much. We have a high-gain vintage fuzz at the heart of it, which is actually probably one of the most aggressive sounding fuzzes I've heard. But then when you stamp on the right side, we have a analog vintage style octave down effect. The octave can never quite decide what it's doing, and I absolutely love it. The tracking, the initial attack and the track of the octave is really great, but once it grabs that note, it sort of wavers and glitches out, and it's so cool. No fuzz list is complete without a good Big Muff style pedal, and this, I believe, is probably the best one I've played. It's the Brown Amplification T4. Now, Brown Amplification make pretty much my favourite overdrive pedal, the Protein, and they've sort of carried over that philosophy and that aim for high quality over to this fuzz pedal. It's a 4 transistor fuzz pedal, which basically means a Big Muff, and it's going for the ram's head type of thing, but they've sort of tweaked it out and tried to make it as flawless as possible. Crunchy drive and distortion all the way to thick wall of sound muff style fuzz is just killer. But my absolute favourite thing about this pedal is that it does all of that without that traditional muff style mid scoop. This pedal still has plenty of mid range, and that for me makes it just better. There we go, my favourite fuzz pedals so far this year in 2021. Of course there's a few honourable mentions that I'll mention as well that maybe I've talked about in previous videos. We have the Tate Effects Raise the Dead, Mythos Pedals Argo, Beatronics Royal Jelly is great, an overdrive and a fuzz in parallel. Thorpe FX Veteran, another sort of Thorpe pedal. The Teffy GG or JJ, Germanium vintage style fuzz. Xander Circuitry Cafetiere, which is like a harmonic percolator. And the Intensive Care Audio Death Drive. I checked it out recently. I guess technically it's a distortion pedal, but for me, it sounds great when you use it as a fuzz. Cheers guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.